Hello everyone, welcome back to YK Reviews. For today's video and today's movie review, it's going to be about an old school movie called Philadelphia, played by Tom Hanks. So let's get into it. So with Philadelphia, it's one of those old school movies with starring Tom Hanks, came out in 1993. And what it is essentially about Tom Hanks's character, who plays a lawyer, is basically suing his firm because they fired him for having AIDS. So he's setting up a lawsuit against them for firing him because of that. And for me, I haven't seen this movie, heard of this movie. My wife recommended this movie to me. She knows that I love like these law type movies. So I was curious to see like what they were going to do with it. And so with Tom Hanks playing this, he basically plays this gay lawyer who eventually gets AIDS and has to like hide it. But then once people find out, he gets fired. But the way they make it out is that they try to make him look incompetent so that they give him that excuse to fire him. So with Tom Hanks, he starts like working with this character who's played by Denzel Washington, who is also a lawyer, to try and work and sue this firm for what they like did to him. And I won't get into like too much specific spoilers because this is a spoiler-free review. But what I like in terms of like Tom Hanks's character, so like what he brings to the table, because he's playing this gay character, he does such a great job with like what he is portraying. He has fantastic like lines. There's one specific scene which for me like I felt like was a weird unnecessary scene, but like you just sit back and you admire like his character presence and like what he does and just how he steals the screen, how he just steals the scene itself. There's one particular scene which, if you've seen the movie, it's when Denzel Washington is wanting to go over like the script, and then Tom Hanks goes and does something. If you haven't seen the movie, I won't spoil it or anything. It's not really a spoiler, but I don't want to like say anything because I feel like for me, I just found the scene weirdly unnecessary, but also weirdly captivating too. But that's what Tom Hanks always brings to his movies. He is such an amazing actor, and like his progression from like starting off normal and healthy to then getting AIDS and like the downfall of that, you really feel for him. And what they do in this movie is they try and put homosexuality in such a like negative light, because this is like in the 90s, so they're frowned upon essentially. And with Denzel Washington's character, he's playing a lawyer who despises gay men, but he brings such an intensity to the scenes itself. He's such a great lawyer. His presence in the courtrooms, his presence and his interactions between Tom Hanks and Denzel Washington was so entertaining and so gripping to watch. And as like the movie progresses, because as I mentioned, Denzel Washington, his character basically hates gays, but he's representing a gay man, and so he's sort of like on this balance there. And that's what they do like such a fantastic job with the movie, is that like they make it like these gay people are like bad and they're menace to society essentially, but then you have somebody who hates them representing them, and the plot itself is like sort of emphasizing on all of that aspect. But what with Denzel Washington, with the way he portrays that character, he does it where it's not like where you hate him and hate his views on that, but they do it in such a way that it's like really, really fascinating to watch, really entertaining and really gripping, and you want to just keep watching. You don't want his scenes to end. You don't want the movie essentially to end. And what I really like in particular with Denzel Washington is like some of the lines he has throughout the movie. Like he emphasizes heavily on like, as he's like in the courtroom, he wants to always throw that line, explain this to me as if I'm a 4-year-old or a 6-year-old. Like I love like those little lines that he throws out there. But I think they made such great courtroom scenes, like the law scenes, the case and everything about it, it was really gripping to watch. Like sometimes in movies they don't have enough courtroom scenes when it's like a court case type movie. It focuses a lot on the backstory or like behind the scenes and stuff like that. But with this, they did such a great job with the courtroom scenes, with the witnesses they bring in. Like they spend time talking to the witnesses, talking to the people that are on the stand, and like the back and forth between like the firm that Tom Hanks is suing and Denzel Washington and Tom Hanks, like the back and forth they have between the two of them and with the witnesses. It is definitely one of the top courtroom case type movies. It's so thoroughly gripping and entertaining, and I'm using the word gripping a lot because it really was. That's like the word that I'm using a lot because it's what comes to mind. It's an amazing intense movie, I would have to say. And also when it comes to like the people, like the firm that Tom Hanks is suing, they're not like villainized or like come across as bad people. Like you sort of get where they're coming from, but then you have it where it's like they are coming across as like the bad guys, but not bad people or like villainous characters that you despise. So I loved like the way they were written in the movie itself. For me, I have to say that this is a movie that you have to see. Like I never heard of this movie, and I'm surprised that it's not talked about more, because it's one of those like early 90s movies that is like a courtroom movie. And like I love courtroom movies, as I mentioned in the beginning. Like a lot of movies I thoroughly enjoy. It's like Philadelphia with this one. There's one called 7 Angry Men. Another one to mention is My Cousin Vinny. Like these three are movies that I love so much, and My Cousin Vinny and like 7 Angry Men I've watched so many times. This is one of those that you would watch so many times. It's a great movie. It's a thoroughly enjoyable movie. Denzel Washington and Tom Hanks do such an amazing job bringing this movie to life, bringing the court scenes to life, that I don't think you'll be disappointed with it. You may be slightly hesitant with the concept and like the premise of the movie, but I guarantee you this is a movie you will thoroughly enjoy, and I highly recommend this movie. Tom Hanks, as you know, kills it in movies. Denzel Washington's such a fantastic actor, does such a great job in this movie, and like I mentioned, the court scenes, well written, well filmed. You won't be disappointed with this movie. If you have seen the movie though, let me know down in the comment section below if you enjoyed it, if you didn't like it, what you thought about like the whole aspect of the plot itself and the premise. Let me know in the comment section below. And if you haven't seen the movie, do you think this is a movie that you would enjoy? Do you like these like court case type movies? Let me know in the comment section down below. Also, if you haven't already, I have a Twitter, link is in the description down below. Go ahead and follow me on there so you know when I post and my opinions about everything in terms of movies, shows and video games. So again, link is in the description down below. If you haven't already, also hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any future videos here on the channel. I thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. This is YK Reviews. Peace.